Okay, hi, assalamu alaikum. So this is going to be the last part of the Arabic letters. After this, inshallah, we will move on to tajweed. I'm very excited for that. So let's just finish up the letters. The source that we're going to do is the lips. And we're going to be doing fa, which looks like this. It stays on the line, has a dot on top. And in the beginning, it looks like this. Like that, like so continue. And then like this in the middle, and then like this at the end. So basically it looks the same throughout the whole thing. A circle and a dot on the top. Okay. It is light. It's has a softness, which is the running of sound, and a whisper, which is the running of breath. So this means it is memus. Mehmus, the sound comes with the air. It's the bottom lip and the top teeth that make the sound, the letter fa. And the air comes out of the throat. We have to be careful with this letter. Do not make it into the English V, like vase, but fa, fa. Keep it airy and soft. Don't push too much strength on the letter. Just keep it light and soft, like I said. And so if we apply the letter, it'll look like this. Okay. Fa, fi, fu. And I'm going to say this all the time. Make sure you open your mouth when you say fa. Make sure you lower your lip, fi. And make sure you round your lips, fu, fu. Fa, fi, fu. Okay, next letter. Whoa. Okay. It's going to have the same the same source, which is the lips. And it's going to be the wow, the letter wow. That's how it looks by itself. This is how it looks in the beginning. This is how it looks in the middle. And this is how it looks at the end. It does not connect. So the letter wow can be a little bit confusing. It is the elongation of dhamma. So sometimes would have a letter here. Let's say we had a fa here. And then we put the wow. Then it would be elongated like that. If you have a sukoon. Fu, fu. Right? And we do this for 2 harakat. But it is its own letter. So if you have it like this, and you have any kind of vowel on it, like that, then it becomes wa, wa, wow. Like the English W. It's easy to articulate. No one really has trouble with the sound. It's soft, which means it has running of sound, and it's apparent, which means it has the stopping of air or breath. You make your lips like a circle anytime you say the baby, dhamma, and then also the letter of wow. Let's see. There are some other rules, but I think we'll keep those for the tajweed when we get to it, inshallah. Let's go ahead and apply it. We have the fatha ready, so we'll do kasra and dhamma. Wa, make your lips into a circle, just like you do with a dhamma. Wow. I'm sorry. Wa, we, woo, woo. And that's how you say it. Okay, next letter. This is going to be ba. This is also going to be coming from the source of the lips. This is how it looks in the beginning. This is how it looks in the middle. And this is how it looks in the end. Okay, so basically sometimes it's going to look like a tooth, but sometimes it's not. So it's best just to look for the dot on the bottom. And that's it. That's the identifying mark. I'm saying this so that when you open the Quran, you don't get too confused. You just look for certain things and you'll know what letter it is. Okay, so it's light. So you're not raising your tongue in the back or anything. Keep it light. Ba, ba. Let's see, it has strength, which is the stopping of sound. And it is apparent, which is the stopping of breath or air. The lips come from the top to the bottom and closed open. It has a strong force. When you say it, you don't say it like just barely. You kind of ba, ba. And that separation between the two lips, the top and the bottom lip, is going to make our qalqala. So if you remember, the qalqala is like an echo or bounce, like of a ball. So imagine your lips touching each other and bouncing off. And that's where the qalqala is going to come. If it's like with the sukoon, it's even stronger. So this would be like, whoops. Okay, that would be like ab, ab. So you kind of push a lot of force after you close your lip and then bring them apart. And you can hear the qalqala. If it's in the middle of the word, it will become stronger. And then especially at the end of the word, the qalqala will be more pronounced. Okay. Oh, whoops, we didn't apply it. This is very similar to the English B, so nothing really new. Whoops. It's kasra. And dhamma. Ba, bi, boo. Open your mouth, ba. Lower your lip, b. Round your lips and protrude, boo. Ba, bi, boo. Ba, bi, boo. Right? Okay, erase that one. This next letter is meme. And that's how it looks by itself. Whoops, I'm sorry. If it's in the beginning, then it looks like, how does it begin? Is that right? That seemed a little weird to me. There, that's how you do it. The beginning, and then the middle kind of goes like that, and then the end. Okay. So basically, it just looks like a circle. That's it. That's all the characteristics of it. It's light. It has the same source, which is the lips. There's moderation, so it's part running and part stopping of sound. It is apparent. That has a stopping of breath. So the lips again, top to bottom. And basically it's going to have a small force, not like ba that has a strong force. It'll be like meme. It's very smooth. I don't know how else to say it. And there will be a rule of ghunna, but you know what? I think we should talk about that later when we're going to do the tajweed rules, and that's going to be easier to explain when you can see it. When the meme does come, you should make it very clear and keep it, don't make it a noon. Keep it a meme. So you kind of keep on that sound. Meme has its own rules and noon has its own rules, but we'll go into that when we go into the tajweed rules, inshallah. Yeah, we're going to save that for later. So if we just apply it, it will be like this. Ma, mi, mu. Ma, mi, mu. Ma, me, moo. Okay. Pretty easy stuff for the last letters. Okay, then we get into the throat. This is the upper part of the throat. And this is letter R. So that's how it looks by itself. This is how it looks in the beginning. Oh yeah, okay, like this. This is how it looks in the middle. And this is how it looks at the end. So it's a little crazy looking. Usually you'll see it like this or like that. So it'll look kind of like a sharp diamond. That's how it's different than the meme, which will look, this is the meme. The meme will be more rounded. And this one will be more sharp and then with a dot on top. Okay, and it's kind of half open there and a dot on top. The only one with one dot on top would be the fa. So it's not that one. It looks different because this one is closed. Or it's not going to look like either the noon because the noon doesn't have anything. But this has a little roundness that's open. So that's how you can distinguish it from the other letters. It is heavy, which means you're raising the tongue in the back. Lean your head back when you say it and gargle. That's like the easiest way to make this letter. You just gargle. Open your mouth. Gargle. Put your head back. It's heavy. Oh yeah, I already explained that. It has softness, which is the running of sound, and it is apparent, which is the stopping of breath. So all it is the gargle. If you can gargle and tilt your head back when you say it, then you got that letter, basically. So we're just gonna apply these. Be a little gargling exercise. And if you're having trouble, just get some water, gargle it for practice, and then spit it out, and then do this. Okay, so ra, ri, ru, ra, ri, ru. So I hope that's clear, inshallah. And you're still doing the same thing with your lips, opening your mouth when you say fatha, lowering your lip when you say kasra, and rounding and protruding your lips when you say dhamma. Okay. The same source, we have the letter ha. This is a perfect circle. Okay. So ha looks like this in the beginning. Looks like this in the middle. And it looks like this at the end. So basically it looks like the ha and what else? Did we go over the other one? And Jim. But this dot is on the top. So it looks the same as those, but the dot is on the top. And that's it. Kind of has a curvy and dot on top. It's heavy, which means, again, tilt your head back, raise your tongue in the back. So it goes up against the throat. This is your throat, right? And it has strength, which is the stopping of sound. It has a whisper, which is the running of breath. So this is like a scratching. If you ever heard the name Khalid, it's like scratching your throat, kind of. Khalid. If you practice with that name, I think it's pretty easy to get the rest. It's not like Khalid. I can't even say it now. Like Khalid. It's Khalid. Ha. So, whoops. Why did I make it like this? Okay. So that's how it looks. And we're going to plug it in. I want to keep putting it in the middle. Okay, let me just fix that. Okay. So this is ha, ha, he, who, ha, he, who. Okay. So you can practice with that with the name Khalid. But once you got it, you know. Even though it's like not a normal sound in the English language. Okay, so this is now the middle of the throat. So this one is Ain. It looks like that by itself. It looks like this in the beginning. It looks like that in the middle. And looks like that at the end. So it is light. You're not raising your tongue in the back like this one. It even looks like this one. Like the gargling one. No, you're not raising your tongue. It's ah. There's moderation, which is part running and part stopping of sound. It is apparent, which is the stopping of breath. And again, you can, when you look back on your notes, you can compare the characteristics of this letter, especially the ones in the throat, to the other ones in the throat, to help you kind of like see the difference between the letters. But I think these are kind of strong sounds, so it should be kind of easy just also to distinguish it like that. Okay, so this is like, I don't know. I don't even know how you do it, but you kind of open your mouth and lift. It's not like just ah. It's not like just like this sound, as if you had a letter with ah or an aleph, ah, but it's ah. So you're kind of raising it. That sound, I'm not sure how to explain it, but inshallah with practice, it should be good. Okay, now when we plug it in, it's so hard to explain because the makhraj is not, the source is not like easily defined. It's just somewhere in that throat, and it's kind of hard to explain how you do it, but once you do it, it's good. Somebody told me before, it's like the Texas, I'm from Texas, by the way, so it's like Texas I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Kind of like that if you're from the South. Okay, so ah, and remember, open your mouth. This one you're lowering your lips still. Ai. And this one you're rounding your lips and protruding them a little bit. Aru. Okay. So this one, same source in the middle, is the ha. Looks like this in the beginning. Looks like this in the middle. Looks like that in the end. It is light, so there's no raising of the tongue. It is soft. It has running a sound and also the whisper, which is all running a breath. So together, that combination is mehmus. Sound comes with the air. So that's one of the main differences between this letter and the other ha, which is the normal. I don't think we went through that next. Yeah, we're going to do that next. So this one's very airy and whispery, and basically if you put your hand in front of your mouth and you and you make the sound and you feel the air come onto your hand, that's the ha. And I really had trouble with this letter, so I always have to actually literally put my hand in front of my face and do that anytime I say it. And or if you wear glasses, also you take off your glasses and you kind of breathe on them and then you wipe them. That's the same one. So if we plug it in, it's gonna look like that. So I'm going to just do that to make sure I get the sound. Ha. And remember, lower your lip. He. And round your lips and protrude them. Who. Okay. So that's like whispery ha. Then there's the other ha, and the same source comes from the middle of the throat, and it looks like this. Sometimes it looks like this, like a little circle, like a perfect circle. Or like, not a circle, but like an oval. Like that. Sometimes I think it'll look like this by itself. I don't know if it looks like that by itself. I've never seen it like that in the Quran, so I guess it'll just look like that. Sometimes it'll look like that in the beginning. Okay. I had it wrong on my notes. Something like this. Oh, I'm sorry. This one is so challenging to write. Okay. Like that. Like an F in cursive. If you know cursive. And, on my notes it's wrong. Oh my god. So I don't even remember how to do it. Like, you can recognize it when you see it. Okay, like that. There you go. Oh, I'm sorry. It took me so long to do that. And then I think this one is looking weird. I don't remember if it looks like that, honestly. But you can recognize it like this. It's either going to look like that pretzel that is so odd looking. Yeah, it looks like the pretzel. Yeah, that's how it looks in the beginning. Or it'll look like this cursive F. Or it'll look like this, I don't know, tail looking thing. And sometimes it'll look like this to make it feminine, to make a word feminine. It'll look like that. But we'll get into that later. Don't worry about that. So it is light. It's soft. It has the running of sound, and a whisper, which is the running of breath or air. And well, that's basically it. But it's kind of like an unapologetic H. Like if I said ha, like if I was like ha ha, ha ha, it's not like, you're not trying to make any sounds. It's like ha, and then he, and then who. If it was like an Asian last name or something, I don't know, to make this sound. Who, ha, he, who. You know, you're not gonna kind of make it airy or whispery or anything. You're just gonna say it ha. So that's kind of what it'll be like. I'm just gonna write it like this because that's the unattached version. So I'll just write it like that to save time. Ha, he, and who. Ha, he, who. Ha, open your mouth. Ha, lower your lip. He, and round your mouth and protrude your lips. Who. So it's very just straight on, not airy like the other ha. Like ha that comes from the same place. So, and the last one, wait, I think this is the last letter. Oh yes, alhamdulillah, the last letter. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Is this. The Hamza. Hamza is light. It has strength, which is stopping of sound, and its parent, which is stopping of breath. So basically, you're just stopping everything. It's like a stop sign. Ha. Happens in the throat and comes up. It looks like this in the beginning. Looks like this in the middle. Looks like this in the end. It's unattached. Looks always the same. Very recognizable. It's kind of like when I read it before, a long time ago, it said like glottal stop. I don't know exactly what that is, but it's like somebody just took you aback or something. You're like, oh my god, or something like this. So it has that sound where usually it's like if you were reciting something for a while, some sound for a while, and then you kind of stop, and it makes like a stop, like that inshallah. Like if you said inshallah, like Allah. So I'm not that great at making it, but I can explain it well enough at least so you get the point. We have a little bit of time, so I do want to talk about tanween. Inshallah, next class we're going to get into the letters. But I don't think I talked about this before, and I'm supposed to. So tanween is the noon sound. This sound, basically, it's not literally written in noon, but it is implied. And remember, we studied already fatha, a, this sound, and e, kasra, and then u, the dhamma. So if we want to make these into tanween, we would just have this, and basically it makes it like indefinite, like a normal noun in Arabic has this tanween. So this one would be an, this one would be in, and this would be un. So you're still making those things with your mouth. You're still rounding your lips and protruding them a little bit, but you're adding the noon sound, un. Lower the lip still and put a noon sound, in. Also here, the fatha, opening your mouth still, and you have, whoops. Okay, sorry about that. And you have the noon sound, an. So depending on the letter after that, that's going to affect how prominent that noon sound is. But that's not what we're concerned with right now. I'm just talking about what is tanween. And we don't even need to worry about really exactly what it means, just that it has a noon sound after it. They're in regular tanween. This is a regular fatha tanween. And then there's like the irregular. And that's how you know something is up. It looks like askew. Like it looks weird. It doesn't look like two little straight lines together. It looks like these straight lines went out of whack. And that's like a sign that something is up with, because of the next letter, that something is up with that tanween. And the same thing with the kasra. When they're like out of whack, like that or something, they're like askew. I'm not exactly, they're not that much askew, but they're not uniform. They're not like that. Then something is up with that tanween. So when you're reading the Quran, it kind of gives you hints like, oh, this is something is coming up, right? And then again here, this is actually the weird version. It's not the normal one. The normal one in the Quran of the Dhamma, it'll look like that. That's like the normal Dhamma tanween. When it looks like this, when it looks like two little guys, something is up. Something is up with that noon sound. Inshallah, we're going to get more into that later. But basically, tanween is for two harakat. So if I put this one, oh, whoops, and I forgot to explain that if you have a fatha tanween, this sound, it's gonna have always an aleph at the end. It's always gonna have an aleph at the end. You don't pronounce that aleph if you were going to continue. You don't pronounce it, but it's just always there. Then if you were gonna stop, then we would. So for example, here we would say, whoops, oh my gosh, hang on just 1 second. Okay, freaking headphones are falling off my head. Okay, so anyway, here we would say, this is let me make it a B so it's more clear. Okay, I mean a ba. So this one we would say ban, right? If we stopped and we didn't say anything else after this, it would be like we just kind of would use that aleph, and then we would say the aleph. We'd say ba, and do two harakat. Ba, because remember we're extending. Ba, but since we're not, and let's say we were just continue, we would normally just not pronounce that alif. It would just be ban, ban. The other ones are normal, like if there was a kasra, tanween. Oh, whoops. Then it would just look like this. It wouldn't have anything after it. It would be on the last letter. Bin, bin. I'm sorry, bean, 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 bean. And then the same thing. There's no other special rules that apply. Boon, boon. So that's basically it. With the tanween, it has a noon sound without actually writing the noon, because if you write a noon, that means something, right? That's like a whole other letter. So it could change the meaning of the word. And tanween changes the meaning of the word, but we're not focused on what it does, just how it sounds. Inshallah, I'm very excited. Next classes are going to be about tajweed, and we will do a tajweed rule every class, and they're going to be very short videos, inshallah. I hope. So I'm very happy we completed the letters, alhamdulillah. I hope these videos are a benefit to all women all over the world, but especially in America, where a lot of this stuff is not in English and not that accessible. It is still accessible, but maybe people don't know where to look for this information. So inshallah, if you know anybody who's learning to read Arabic, wants to learn how to read Quran, please share and like this video and subscribe to see future videos, inshallah. After we do tajweed rules, then I hope to go into understanding Quran. And that's going to be after, inshallah, we complete the tajweed. So I'm very excited. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Bye.